too many people try to learn.
Very sorry, Georgie. In some
So
words,
Newton,
what happened to Newton?
Well, he saw an apple falling and wondered if the moon was also falling.
Great. But at that time, at 1600s, a lot of people discussing what problems on the sky, especially it was strange to them.
The comet?
Comets. Why? Probably the answer is, do you remember I told you what happened near the city of Hastings in 1100 something? What happened?
Yes.
What was in the
Well,
sky?
a comet?
A comet. And then what happened with one of the king?
He got killed?
Exactly. And new dynasty of Britain started, right?
Yeah.
And they connected that kind of sign of God in the sky with starting a new monarchy. Good, very nice.
immediately tried to work out the mathematics. And he realized that the mathematics of the 1600s was not sufficient to work out the motion of a falling moon. So what did Isaac Newton do? When he was 23 years old, not only did he stumble upon the force of gravity, but he also created calculus.
Georgie, what happened to Isaac Newton at 23 years old?
Well, he created calculus.
Good. Calculus, mathematics. Why did he improve mathematics enormously? Why?
Well, because now equations could be solved without mistakes.
Absolutely. But he needed that improved mathematics to describe what? What kind of physics? What is mathematics? Mathematics is a language of physics. Why does he need mathematics? For what kind of physics?
Well, for his new physics.
For his new physics about the moon, right?
Yes.
He wanted to calculate why the moon doesn't fall on Earth. And for that reason, he needed a very powerful new mathematics. Okay, and he improved mathematics at the age of 23, Georgie. How could it be?
Well, that's Isaac Newton. He was smart.
Nice answer. Crazy, Georgie, absolutely crazy smart. At the age of 23, he decided to improve mathematics. Georgie, before Isaac Newton, how many mathematicians worked in that field?
Well, a lot, of course.
Thank you. Great answer. Thousands and thousands. Maybe. Okay. Oh, correct me. People say that all that stuff, algebra and numerals, came to us from Asia. Yes or no?
Yeah, that's right.
So in Asia, in Arabic world, were so many mathematicians who worked, but all these laws of mathematics were not enough. Okay?
In fact, he created calculus at the rate at which you learn it when you're a freshman in college. And why did he create
crazy mathematics, Georgie? Can you see it?
Yes.
Do you have anything like that at your school?
Doesn't seem so.
I don't think so that you have it. Do you know that what is it? Such mathematician sign? What is its name?
Which sign?
sign, this curve line? Do you know? Integral. Repeats, integral.
Integral.
Yes. Do you have integral? Have you heard about integral? Integrale. Have you heard about integrale?
Yes, I think so.
Good. So, not a bad mathematics for the 1600s. What do you think?
Yeah, that's right. I think so.
Good.
Calculus to calculate the motion of a falling moon. The mathematics of his age was incapable of calculating the trajectories of objects moving under an inverse square force field. And that's what Isaac Newton did. He worked out the motion of the moon. And then he realized that if he understands the moon, he also understands the motion of the planets in the solar system. And Isaac Newton invented a new telescope. It was the reflecting telescope, and he was tracking the motion of this comet.
What happened to him, Joji?
Well, he tried to calculate the falling speed of the moon.
Wonderful. And when he invented all these mathematics formulas, he understood that he can calculate what?
The speed of Earth?
And the trajectory of all planets.
Yeah.
All the trajectory of all planets in solar system. How many planets do we know?
I think it was 9.
Oh yes, something like that. 9 or 8. But I'm not astronomer. Probably you too. 9th planet is something not discovered yet. Okay. But some people say we have it. But I think Pluto is the latest planet we discovered. What do you think? Pluto, no? Pluton?
I think yes.
Okay. Good job. By the way, what kind of machine did Newton discover? Invent? What kind of machine did he invent?
Well, we already mentioned the calculus.
Machine. You can see this machine in the picture. Machine. What is it? What kind of machine is it?
It looks like some kind of advanced telescope.
Absolutely. It is his telescope. It is Newton's telescope. Okay.
Well, it turns out that everyone was talking about the comet, including a rather wealthy Englishman by the name of Edmund Halley. So Edmund Halley, being a wealthy merchant, decided to make a trip to Cambridge to talk to England's illustrious scientist, Sir Isaac Newton.
Okay, one very rich man decided to go where and why?
Well, it was Edmund Halley.
Good. Where did he decide to go and why?
To Cambridge to speak to Newton.
About what kind of objects?
Well, space objects.
Really, comets?
Yeah.
Because all people in England were talking about comets. I mean, saying all people, I mean aristocracy, of course, nobles. Okay. Okay. Georgie, by the way, Cambridge looks nowadays the same. Would you like to go to this very old school?
I think they will make me study hard, so not really.
Me too. Wouldn't like to go to that very old buildings. No.
It's not because of the building.
Why?
It's because they will they will want me to study.
Oh yes. Oh yes. It's not a school number 3, and it's not the School of English in Pushkino. It's a very yes, no. It's a very strict organization. Why? Very strict.
Well, because it is prestigious too.
Absolutely. And Georgie, the root of that very strict rules, from where do they have all that traditions and roots? What do you think?
Well, actually, from medieval times, it seems.
Absolutely. It's in their blood, all these strict rules. I think, I don't know, but do you think there was some kind of physical punishment in Oxford at that time?
Yeah, sure. I think there was.
I think so.
I think this was worldwide like that.
Maybe.
Well, you do know that here in Russia we too had punishments.
True, but not for university students. I have never heard that Raskolnikov, for example, was punished, but he was a very bad student at St. Petersburg University. Not for students of university and colleges, I think.
Well, at schools, for sure, yes.
At school,
at
for
universities, not sure.
I'm not sure.
I'm not even sure if this was the deal for European universities at that time.
Yes.
Can't say.
I think so. But for British traditions, who knows? Maybe they punished in Oxford with sticks or belts hitting on the back. Who knows? But by the way, at that time Oxford was completely formed with what kind of gender students? What kind of gender?
Mostly male.
Not mostly. 100% of male.
No, I don't think it was 100%. Females were allowed to go there, but it's just that the society wasn't wanting female students.
True.
So, yeah.
Good. Very good. Okay, let's say 99%. And 1% female, but it's not a good way. Good. To go to Oxford being a female. That time. Probably nowadays too. What do you think?
Well, still I think there are more male students nowadays.
Good. Very nice.
Well, Edmund Halley asked Newton, what do you make of this comet? No one understands comets. They're a mystery. They've been fascinating people for centuries, for millennia. What are your thoughts? And then I paraphrase, but Isaac Newton said something like this. He said, oh, that's easy. That comet is moving in a perfect ellipse. It's moving in an inverse square force field. I've been tracking it every day with my reflecting telescope, and the path of that comet conforms to my mathematics exactly. And of course, we don't know what Edmund Halley's reaction was, but I paraphrase. He must have said something like this. For God's sake, man, why don't you publish the greatest work in all of scientific history?
Georgie, of course we don't know their conversation, but theoretically, what kind it could be?
Well, Edmund would be quite excited about his progress.
Nice. Why? He was quite excited.
Well, because that's something new and important.
Absolutely. Who else could describe all this trajectory of comets and planets and explain how it works in the sky? Probably, Georgie. What do you think? The 1600s, still I think in Spain for that kind of thoughts you can be put on fire. What do you think? I think so. What about Spain of this time? I think you will go to some kind of flyer for that ideas.
Don't think so. Not so sure. I wouldn't really think it would be the case. Especially since Newton was known and respected.
Known and respected in which country?
Well, I think by that time he was known in many places.
Okay. I don't think it's a risky business to discuss this kind of question in Spain at that time.
If correct, you have decoded the secret of the stars, the secret of the heavens. Nobody understands where comets come from. And then Newton responded and said, oh, well, it costs too much. I mean, I'm not a wealthy man. It would cost too much to summarize this calculus that I've invented and to work out all the motion of the stars. And then Halley must have said this, Mr. Newton, I am a wealthy man. I have made my fortune in commerce. I will pay for the publication of the greatest scientific work in any language. And it was Principia.
Principia. Principia. How did this, probably one of the most important book in human history besides Bible, was published?
Well, thanks to Edmund and his fortune and his generosity.
Nice. Nice. Georgie, let's say you are on place of headman and you have a lot of money. Would you pay for that book to be published?
Of course.
Why I ask you? Because probably we have a lot of young students like you and others who have some kind of ideas and who would like to publish something, but how difficult for them to find a sponsor.
Well, nowadays it's easier, I think.
Okay. Okay.
The principles, the mathematical principles that guide the heavens. Believe it or not, this is perhaps one of the most important works ever written by a human being in the 100,000 years since we evolved from Africa.
Okay, so the professor, what is his estimation of this book, Principia?
Well, he says that this might be one of the most important books ever written.
Do you think he says too much to praise the book, or he's right?
I think he's right.
Why?
Well, because Newton physics were indeed a huge discovery, there is no doubt in that. And the first publication of those laws is, well, indeed very important. I don't even know if this can be argued.
Nice.
Realize that this book sets into motion a physics of the universe. Forces that control the motion of the planets. Forces which can be calculated. Forces which govern the motion of cannonballs, rockets, pebbles. Everything that moves according to the laws of motion and the calculus of Sir Isaac Newton.
Georgie, so we can see a gun, a pistol, an airplane, a rocket. Why do we see all these things?
Because they all send items flying.
Good. And what kind of laws of flying all they use?
Well, Newton.
Good.
Gravitation.
Good. Newton. Gravitation. Okay, Newton.
In fact, even today, when we launch our space probes, we don't use Einstein's equations. They only apply when you get near the speed of light or near a black hole. We use Newton's laws of gravity. They are so precise that when we shoot a space probe right past the rings of Saturn, we use exactly the same equations that Isaac Newton unraveled in the 1600s.
Crazy. What kind of example did he give us, that professor?
Well, his example is the photographs of the rings of Saturn.
And to travel there with satellite, what kind of laws did we use? Newton's or Einstein's?
Newton's?
Thank you. He mentioned some places where we have to use Einstein's laws. Do you remember where?
No.
He mentioned black holes and something else. Black holes and something else. Black holes and something else.
Well,
we are run out of time. And so, probably your homework will be the same as usual. You have to prepare some kind of discussion about your artificial intelligence. You have to be prepared to discuss your daily activity. And Yuji, what do you think about doing some exercises about FCE? Shall I send you via Skype that FCE book we are studying with you?
No problem. Yes.
Okay, I'll send you, and you will do a couple of pages. Is it okay for you?
Yes.
Good. So that's your homework. I wish you good walk with your friends. Enjoy your life. See you Thursday, 6 p.m.
All right. See you.
See you. Great class. Thank you. Bye-bye.